Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning to everybody. It's Friday afternoon to me, but there's a reason why I'm doing this on Friday afternoon because I've got a little experiment to do and to show you for a solution for the biggest problem that any of us can have: water. Okay, I don't care where you are, if you're in Lisbon, Portugal, if you're in Moscow, Idaho, if you're in Monterey City, Mexico. It doesn't matter. Water, you need water. All right. 3 days without water, you're toast. And we need water for obviously more than just drinking. We need it for cleaning, for bathing, for growing food, for whatever. There's really no good way to store enough water. So that means we need to figure out how to create water. Yeah. This is what I'm on today. All right. I want to give you this. The Great Lakes, okay? We all know surrounding Michigan up there, whole 9 yards there. Great Lakes. The Great Lakes accounts for 20% of all the fresh water in the world, okay? It represents 90% of the fresh water in the United States and accounts for 84% of the water used in all of North America. All right. So you can tell without the Great Lakes, this continent's toast. Now, this is where we get into all the fun part. The Great Lakes roughly contains about 6 quadrillion gallons of water. Okay, just to give you how big that is. 1 quadrillion is 1,000,000 billion. Okay, so 6 quadrillions of water, 6 million billion gallons of water. That's what's in the Great Lakes. It's a lot, right? Here's a better one for you. This is where I say create water. In the Earth's atmosphere, there is 37.5 million billion gallons of water. More than 6 times as much water is in the air we breathe than is in the Great Lakes. So that comes into the play of how do we get the water out of the air? Actually, it's pretty simple. It's called a dehumidifier. That's it, okay? Optimum humidity in your house is about 45%. Okay. A lot of places, the Southeast, will be 70, 80, 90, 100% humidity. So what do people have? A dehumidifier to get that moisture out of the air, make it not so sticky, humid. We all know that. Even if you're out in the desert, okay, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, whatever it is, you're never at 0% humidity. There's always moisture in the air. So let's get it out. So I went and did some digging on this. And yeah, there is some company out there that came up with a dehumidifier with a filter in it that can take the air out of the water out of the air and make it into drinking water in all one big nice unit. $3,500 later. No. So I figure let's do the prepper way, the pinball prepper way of doing it. Let's do this on the cheap. So what I did is I got on the internet, go figure, and I started researching dehumidifiers. And I found one on Amazon, probably made in China, okay, that will dehumidify a 1,500 square foot house, about my size house, okay, and will get 2 3/4 gallons of water out of the air a day. Now, that's when it's 95 degrees out and you got 90% humidity, okay, which in summertime I have, all right, but obviously it's going to be different any time of the year. So I went and checked to see what my current humidity is, and here it is about 4 o'clock, and my humidity is at 47%. It is supposed to go down to about 29% by 6. Okay, at that point, I'm getting next to nothing. However, overnight, I'm supposed to be up in the 60s and by early morning up in 70% humidity. So at that point, considering where I am, maybe I get 6 pints of water in 12 hours or something like that. I'll put a link to this dehumidifier in case anybody wants it. The catch to this one, the reason I went with this one, A, cost and size, but B, the receptacle. You know how most of them have this little receptacle in the back? This one does too, okay? And it'll hold a couple of quarts of water. Big deal, okay? And then it automatically shuts off. The reason I went after this one is this one has a hose on it where if you're using as a regular dehumidifier, you can just run it into a drain somewhere and it can run nonstop. You don't have to worry about it. I can take the hose and I can put it into a container so I can catch all that water. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to move over here to the kitchen. I want to show you what I've got going on, what is going to be involved in this. Now, being a prepper type deal, I got to run this without power. So I'm going to run it off of my EcoFlow 1300. So I want to show you this, what we got here. All right, so if you look there, obviously the EcoFlow is there on the left. The dehumidifier is there on the right. It's about, 20 inches high, I'd say, and about 12 inches wide. Okay, probably weighs about 20 pounds. Now, the reason I found this one is because here is your typical water tank in a dehumidifier. That's the one that this one comes with. Okay, probably holds 1.5 quarts, maybe 2 quarts, something like that. If you look there in the back, there's also a hose that comes with this where you can hook the hose and run this thing constantly because the machine will automatically shut off when this is full. So if I run it with the hose, I can run it into, what I'm going to use there is just a clean, flat plastic bucket. So here it is, Friday afternoon. It's probably 70 degrees outside. I'll check the humidity and see what it is. But I'm going to run this thing for probably about 15, 16 hours and see what we get in the way of water. And then we'll take it from there and see what we get next. We'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning, guys. Okay, day 2 of our experiment here. It's now Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. So I've had the dehumidifier running for 14 hours. Now, what I'm going to do, because obviously it's coming out of a dehumidifier. Granted, this one's brand new and it's clean, so I could probably drink this water straight. But it ain't going to be clean forever, so I need a solution. So here is my zero water. It's practically empty. Okay, I washed it. But I want to pour this in. Obviously put the filter system in because that's kind of important. So let's see if we can get that set. There. Oh, I have it backwards. That would be why. Let's correctly. There we go. All right, so now we're good. All right, so let's take what I got in the way of water, and all this, you can see it's sloshing around in there, is what came out of the dehumidifier last night. Now, granted, it's not 22 pints, but I didn't run it for 24 hours. It was running for 14, and it was also not 95% humidity in my house. So, let's run this through here, filter it all out, and I will be back when the zero water is done. All right, I've been about 10 minutes or something like that. Go read your emails from overnight. But filtering through here. So in the interest of not putting this video up 4 hours from now, we'll continue. So, the ultimate test. Pint glass of water. Yes, that's the stuff that I got out of there. Okay, no, I'm not cheating you. Tastes fine. Tastes like water. Actually, tastes pretty good. Now, if I'm dead in 20 minutes, you'll never see another video from me, and you know not to do this. But there's a emergency solution to getting water. Like I said yesterday when I started this, there's 1/5 of the world's fresh water is in the Great Lakes, and there's 6 times as much water in the air as there is in the Great Lakes. Well, if 1/5 means there's 5 times as much water on the face of the earth as in the Great Lakes, but there's 6 times as much water in the air. So there's more water in the air, fresh water in the air, than there is on the entire planet. Just a thought. Okay. Now, is this the solution to everything? No. I probably got overnight 4 or 5 pints, okay, in the humidity I got. But is that enough water to keep you alive? Yeah, okay. Is it going to be enough to water my gardens? No. All right. Is it another way to prep? Yes. All right. To have some water. You go through a drought situation. I'm talking to you, western half of the United States. Okay. Here is a way to, after $100, to get some water for free. Now, if you're not comfortable drinking this water, great. Use it to water some of your vegetables or, whatever it would be. Use it to wash your dishes. Use it to wash your hands. Do whatever. Use it to wash clothes. You're going to need water for multiple things. I've told you, all bullshit aside, 6 gallons a day per person is pretty much what you're going to need. All right? None of this 1 gallon a day. That's to drink. That's it. There's other things you need to do. Now, the only downsides that I found to this experiment, the EcoFlow ran the dehumidifier for 5 hours. It pulled 150 watts of power and drained the EcoFlow in 5 hours. So that being said, electricity becomes an issue. Now, it's not that difficult to solve. You can have multiple units. You could have a bigger unit, whatever it would be. Other issue is how much water I got. I did this in my kitchen. In an SHTF situation, I'm putting this thing out on the back patio, and I'm sucking the air from outside because it's obviously moister outside than it is inside because you're running air conditioner heat depending on time of year or whatever it would be. So those are the only downsides I found. Yeah, you're not going to get 24 gallons of water for a family of 4 from one of these things. No. But you may get enough water to keep yourself alive, where you can keep going looking for something. It's 1 is none, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Well, okay, this is 11 is 10 when you're at water, okay? You need to come up with every possible solution you can. $100, not exactly what you'd call expensive, Yes, guys, you can make water out of thin air. Have a good Saturday. Pinball out.